I'm not as fast as the founder of HEIPI just yet. I've seen a video where he can basically put up this tripod in 10 seconds. But it is a really innovative design. I think with a little bit of practice, I can get there. Now, when HEIPI first approached me about this 3-in-1 travel tripod, I was a bit reluctant because I don't use a tripod all the time. I rely on the really good image stabilization on the OM system cameras. But there are certain times where a tripod is a must, or it's just going to be so useful that I wouldn't be caught without one. What I really like about the company is that they want me to give feedback and let them know, and you know, my thoughts, my honest thoughts on it. They also really listen to the feedback that's given so that they can make the best possible tripod. The main differences of the HEIPI tripod over other tripods is the 3-legged center column, which can be taken off and used as a little tripod on its own. Another one of the innovative designs with HEIPI tripod is the quick release for the tripod plate. Basically, you twist this to open it up and it goes straight in and is locked. It's both an advantage and a disadvantage. I see it a little bit as a disadvantage because it's a very snug fit, so it won't fit some of my other tripod plates. And use a Peak Design strap, and those have those little strings at the bottom of the tripod plate, and I won't be able to jam that in there as I could with another tripod head. But the beautiful thing about this as well, I could take off this tripod head and I can attach one of my other tripod heads if that was really a problem for me. Now, kind of a cool feature is this little hidden bit here where you can attach your phone. Not everybody will have use for that. Me personally, I do film every now and then with my phone, so I can see that being kind of handy for me when I just want to capture something with my phone, but I want really smooth footage, or I just want to put this down somewhere and film myself or something like that walking through the terrain, as I do a lot of the times in my vlogs. I do a lot of photography in a hide. I have a little forest hide over here where I photograph squirrels, jays, and other woodland birds, and I will always use a tripod in those situations. Now, there is a lot of things I like about this tripod. Lightweight, 3-legged center column just makes it really compact and sturdy. I really like these clips for the legs here. Opens up so easily and shuts very easily as well. Really nice design. And the fact that you can do several at once means that you save quite a bit of time. Just gotta level the tripod a little bit here. It does actually have a little spirit level at the top as well. I don't really need that now, but it's so easy to just open them up, close them again, get them exactly where I need them. Now, this center column here is held in place by this big ring that's around it, and it really makes it very easy to open it up and close it again. It feels very sturdy. You can use this little dial to lock the head in place, or you can open it up so you can rotate around its axis. It's a very smooth motion, and you can hear it clicks every 10 degrees. I quite like that. Really smooth. I have been told that there is a way to turn off that clicking sound if you want. And the ball head itself here is 50 millimeters thick, so it makes for a very smooth motion when you want to rotate it. Something I've really noticed when I've been filming and tracking wildlife. Really like it. I think personally, I prefer a little bit of a bigger lever because sometimes I don't see it, I don't look down, so I'm looking around for it, but not a biggie whatsoever. Other times that I will use a tripod is when I'm out and about, maybe in camouflage clothing. I might be stalking deer or something, but I'll bring a tripod as well, cover up the tripod, the camera, and myself. I might stalk to get close, but I want to be sitting in one position for long amounts of time. And at that point, I don't want to make sudden movements by pulling my camera up like this. I want to have it ready, stationary. So that's another time that I will use a tripod. As a wildlife photographer, one of the things that I often use is one of these low to the ground hides. allow me to get that low angle view of the birds on the water. In a hide like this, very often I will just use a beanbag. But as I'm trying to get the footage when I'm filming more and more steady, I really like the idea of using a tripod in here. Of course, with a lot of tripods, it's difficult to get it in something as small as this. And that's the genius of a tripod like this, when you can just take out the small part and actually lie it completely flat and really takes no space at all. I remember having bought a tripod and I get these little spiky bits for the legs to put underneath the tripod leg in case you go somewhere where there's snow and ice and you just need to keep it sturdy. I remember getting those on previous tripods that I bought, come in a little bag and you can interchange the legs. Well, I pretty much only see those one time. It's when I open the box, I see them in the bag, I put them in a drawer somewhere and I forget about them. Really innovatively just put them inside the feet so that anytime you need them, you have them with you. You can unscrew the legs and you can find them inside here. They unscrew out and you put them inside out, screw them back in, and then you put the foot back on and there you have it. And I just think that's such a nifty little design that it's not a big thing, but it's just really well thought out. When you're on a trip and you actually do need that grip with these spikes, you'll have it with you. You know, so I've actually never used them before, but partly that's because they've always been lying in a drawer somewhere after I bought them. Now there are a lot of different ways of getting a low angle view with this tripod. As I've shown before, you can take off the center column, you can flatten it out, you can photograph like that. You can also reverse it, put it in upside down like this, or you can take off the head and you can put that on the main larger legs of the tripod. And that way you can also fold these all the way flat with no center column. So you have a lot of different options. What might be obvious as well is that having a tripod head on the main legs, you could also bring another tripod head for this mini tripod. And while you're out traveling, you could have two very light tripods. Fully erected, this tripod with the center column can get up to 150 centimeters. The whole tripod itself weighs 1.35 kilograms. The sub tripod with the head weighs under 500 grams. What I've been given is a prototype. So there are a couple of things that's going to be different. Like these little holes on the sub tripod will not be there on the main tripod that's going to be selling. There's also a little hook underneath here, which maybe you won't even see because it is very small, but that will also be larger in a final produced tripod. Now, one of my favorite ways of using this tripod is actually a little travel photography hide. So what I do is I take with me a 3D camo blanket and I take off the top sub tripod. I'll lay that flat on the ground, put my camera on top of it. And then I use the main legs of the tripod as a structure to lay the blanket over to use it as a hide. And it worked really well. I tried it out the other day and I had some goosanderers swim right next to the hide. That was amazing. So I got really lucky. Almost right after I had covered myself, a couple of goosanders came up right next to the hide, incredibly close. I could barely move. This is how close they came. Uncropped. It went up and it started to wave its wings right in front of my little rudimentary hide. Go. Probably still not 10 seconds, but a bit faster. Now remember to get in early to save $100 on the Kickstarter for this HEIPI travel tripod. I can highly recommend it.